Hello, good morning once again. So we are now on the last 5 subjects of our first semester. I hope that everything is doing fine, and I hope also that you are ready to answer all the learning tasks, not only for my subject but for the rest of your subjects. So ABM, my subject in your class is Organization and Management. So I hope that you are ready. So we are now on the quarter 1, week 1 and 2 for your Organization and Management. So I hope that you have an idea on what may be the possible job for you once you are done with your college education. So I hope also that this will help for you to decide on what career or profession you want to pursue during your college education or for your college education. So for week 1, we are about to discuss the nature and concept of management. So sino ang gustong maging manager? So before we proceed, I am welcoming each and every one of you to Organization and Management class. This is Mrs. Lori A. De Velos, your teacher, signing in. So at the end of the lesson, you are expected to explain the meaning, functions, types, and theories of management, and explain the functions, roles, and skills of a manager. So sino ang gustong maging manager? Of course, all of us wants to be a manager. So we will find out what are the responsibilities of being a manager, how to be a manager, and all of that. So first, what is management? So ano nga ba ang management? Gusto mong maging manager, kaya dapat mong malaman kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng salitang management. So, management is the process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling human and other organizational resources towards the effective achievement of organizational goals. So, ayun pala ang ibig sabihin ng management. Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling human and other resources. The process of coordinating and overseeing the work performance of individuals working together in an organization to effectively accomplish their chosen objectives. So, what are the functions of management? Management functions include planning, organizing, staffing, leading, or directing and controlling an organization. A group of one or more people or entities or effort for the purpose of accomplishing a goal. So, yun. Ang dami palang trabaho. No? Planning refers to deciding on an organization's goals and strategies, such defining goals, establishing strategy, and developing subplans to choose alternatives and coordinate activities. So, sa management yun. Organizing is ensuring that tasks have been assigned and the structure of organizational relationships facilitates meeting goal, like deciding where decisions will be made, who will do the jobs and tasks, and who will work for whom. Next is staffing. Is the filling up of different job positions as needed in the organization's structure. Next, leading refers to relating with others so that the work efforts achieve organizational goals by means of motivating and inspiring your fellow co-workers. Controlling is ensuring actions are consistent the organization's value and standards, monitoring progress towards goal achievement, and taking corrective action when needed. So those are the different function of management. Let's study management theories. Management theories involve the improvement of work management methods from simple to more complex ones, which also focus on customer satisfaction and conduct of people at work. It will help us understand the beginning and present-day management practices. So, kapag sinabi nating management theories, ano ba yung mga ginamit nilang pamamaraan noong unang panahon at ngayon? Especially for those businessmen which are, or business tycoon, which is successful to their chosen field. Una, scientific management theory makes use of procedural and scientific methods for finding the single best way for doing a job. The father of scientific method is Frederick W. Taylor from 1856 to 1915. Taylor's scientific management principles develop a science for each element of an individual's work to replace the old rule of thumb method. Scientifically select and then train, teach, and develop the worker. Heartily cooperate with workers so as to ensure all work will be done in accordance with the principles of science that has been developed, and division of work and responsibility equally between management and workers. So, eto yung teorya ni Frederick Taylor sa scientific management theory na ginamit from 1856 to 1915. Next, theory. General administrative theory makes up good management practices or execution and focuses on management function. The characters most commonly involved with the general administrative theory were Henri Fayol, and Max Weber. So, si Henri Fayol is from 1841 to 1925 at si Max Weber naman ay from 1864 to 1920. Fayol understood that management is an activity that all organizations must adapt and viewed it as distinct from all other organization activities such as marketing, finance, research, and development, and others. While Weber, a German sociologist, concentrates on authority structures and coordination with others known as bureaucracy, and it is still used of the today's organizations. Max Weber's bureaucracy. According to Weber, bureaucracy is an organization imposed by the following components: division of labor, hierarchical identification of job positions, detailed rules and regulation, impersonal connections with one another. So, yun ang method ni general administrative theory. Is there a difference between the first theory sa scientific management? Is there a difference between the two? Yes, there is a difference between the two. Sa general administrative theory kasi, nabanggit ang hierarchical identification of job position. Kung manager ka, do your job as a manager. Kung janitor ka, do your job as a janitor. So, yon. Next, total quality management is a management philosophy that focuses on the satisfaction of customers, their needs, and expectations. Once you are in a business, see to it that your first and foremost agenda is to satisfy the needs of your customers. Na? Kasi, paano lalago ang iyong negosyo kung hindi mo aalagaan ang iyong customer? And for you to have many customers, you have to satisfy their needs and expectations. For example, wag na tayong magpakalayo pa. Kapag ikaw ay nasa milk tea business, expectations ng customer mo, di ba? Ano nga ba ang milk tea? Or shake? Fruit shake, for example. So, expectations sila pag dineliver, di ba? Masarap, tama ang lasa, di ba? Tama ang amount ng binayaran nila doon sa product na nakuha nila. So, dapat mas exceed pa, mas lagpas pa, or malagpasan pa ng serbisyo mo ang expectations ng iyong mga customers. Quality experts were W. Edwards Deming, 1900s to 1993, and Joseph M. Duran, 1904 to 2008, introduced this customer-oriented idea in the 1950s, and during the time it has few supporters. So, yun, hindi lumago yung proponents nito nila Deming and Duran. Organization Behavior Approach, OB. Behavior approach involves the study of conduct, demeanor, or action of people at work. So, sa organizational behavior approach or the OB organization, from the name itself, ang nakafocus dito ay yung mga attitude ng manggagawa towards their work. Leading, team building, resolving conflict, and others were the result of research on behavior that helps the manager to carry out their functions. So, importante na alam ng isang manager kung paano ito gagawin. So, let's proceed so that we will be able to know the functions of a manager. For your learning task number 1, it can be found on page 9 of your module. Think of a difficult task which you as a learner had accomplished. Identify the steps you took in completing the said task. Write the answer on your answer sheet. So, as a learner, mag-iisip kayo, ano ba yung task na nahirapan ako? Pero, paano mo siya na-accomplish? So, write down that task at isulat mo ang pamamaraan na ginamit mo. Kung paano mo nalagpasan ang mahirap na task na yon. Are you ready now to know the functions of a manager? Okay. So, functions, roles, and skills of a manager. Manager is an individual engaged in the management activities of a business entity, whether a profit or non-profit organization. So, yon ang trabaho ng manager. Isang tao na kung saan engaged in the management activities of a business. Profit man siya or non-profit organization. Kapag sinabi natin non-profit organization, wala kang tutubuin. NGO, non-government organization is one. Diba? Kumbaga, kawang gawa, non-profit organization yon. Samantalang kapag sinabi natin profit, kumikita ka, lalago ka. Bakit? Hindi ba lalago ang sa non-profit organization? Pwede rin pong lumago. Depende sa manager. Ngayon, nalaman mo na ang trabaho ng isang manager ay lahat ng management activities. What are those management activities? So, dapat ikaw na ngayon ang gagawa nung napag-usapan natin kanina, ang planning, organizing, staffing, leading, or directing. So, manager ako. Trabaho ko na magplano. Anong business ang kailangan kong i-put up? Of course, if you're going to put up a business, ito na ang interest mo, ang hilig mo ay naandon. Huwag kang magpuput up ng business na napipilitan ka lang, nakigaya ka lang, or wala kang alam sa business na yon. Why? Simply because you are just wasting your time, your money, and your effort. So, nagplano ako. Ay, mahilig ako magluto. Gusto kong magkaroon ng restaurant. Paplanuhin mo yon. Anong mga kailangan ko in putting up this business? Naplano mo na. I-organize mo na yun ngayon. Hahanap ako ng lugar. Ano pa? Kailangan ko ng permit, kailangan ko ng mga utensils, ng ganito, marami yon. I-organize mo na. Alin ang dapat mauna? Maghanap ng business permit or maghanap ng lugar? Then, staffing. Kukuha ako ng tao ngayon. So, pag kukuha ka ng tao, ibig sabihin, yung may kinalaman din doon sa business na ilalagay mo. Leading, hindi ibig sabihin na manager ka. Ikaw lang ang dapat masunod. No. Kapag sinabi nating leading, sabi nga nila, walk as you talk. Ipakita mo, kumilos ka din. Huwag mong iasa sa lahat ng tao mo. Be a good example to your staff. Directing, no? Same lang siya ng leading. So, ganito, ituturo mo sa mga tao mo kung ano ang dapat gawin. No? Ganito ang halimbawa, kung ikaw ay isang chef, o magpuput up ka ng restaurant business, o ganito ang tamang paghawak ng kutsilyo, for example, hindi yung pababayaan mo lang sila sa kusina. Controlling. So, dapat hands-on manager ka. No? Kasi, hindi lahat ng staff mo ay may pare-parehas na kaisipan na magtatrabaho sila, may nakakitaman o hindi. So, you have to control them, di ba? Unang-una na dyan, ang pagpasok nila sa trabaho. Kung 5 to, halimbawa, 6 to 2 ang pasok nila. O, dapat, doon pa lang, halimbawa, pag may na-late, 1, 2, 3 beses, kailangan mo silang pagsabihan. Kasi pag hindi, di ba, hindi mo na sila makokontrol sa susunod. Ay, pwede naman pala ang pumasok ng late. So, yon. So, yon ang trabaho ng manager. So, what are the different kinds of manager? So, we have the top-level managers, also known as corporate managers, are the general or the strategic managers who focus on long-term organizational concerns and emphasize the organization's stability, development, progress, and overall efficiency and effectiveness. So, mga corporate managers yon sa mga malalaking kumpanya. Ito yung mga tinatawag nating CEO. Next, the middle level managers, also known as tactical managers, are the tactical managers in charge of the organization's middle levels or departments. They formulate specific objectives and activities based on the strategic goals and objectives developed by the top-level managers. Halimbawa, kung ikaw ang may-ari ng kumpanya, you can be considered as the top-level managers. Kung meron kang assistant, pwede mo siyang tawaging middle-level managers. Depende sa business entity na meron ka o kung saan ka pumapasok. Next, frontline or lower-level managers, also known as operational managers, are responsible for supervising the day-to-day activities of the organization. So, for example, kung sa restaurant business, maybe yung dining supervisor, kitchen supervisor, ito yung mga frontline or lower-level managers. Managerial roles are classified into 3 types according to Henry Mintzberg. So, you have the interpersonal. Kapag sinabi natin interpersonal, yung leader, liaison, figurehead. The informational or the spokesperson, ito yung taga-monitor, disseminator, and decisional or decision-making. Then, we have the negotiator, the disturbance handler, resource allocator, and entrepreneur. So, anong ipinagkaiba ng tatlo? Kapag sinabi natin interpersonal role, leader, liaison. So, kapag may mga empleyado ka, siguraduhin mo na meron silang mga benefits. This is just an example, lalong-lalo na kung malaki na ang kumpanya mo. So, meron tayong tinatawag na liaison officer. So, if your company can afford to have a liaison officer, good for you. Pero kung hindi, being the head or yung may-ari or the owner of that business entity, it is your responsibility na maging liaison. No? Tagapunta sa SSS, sa pag-ibig. So, yon. Taga-asikaso ng permit, liaison officer yon. Kapag sinabi natin informational, sabi nga dyan, spokesperson, disseminator. O, kapag may ibinabang utos galing sa taas, ikaw dapat ang magpaparating doon sa mga kasamahan mo. Then, we have the disturbance handler, negotiator, or the decisional, or the decision-making, or the entrepreneur. So, managerial skills are classified as conceptual skills, human skills, and technical skills. May ipinagkaiba kaya ang tatlo? Is there a difference between the three? Yes, malaki ang ipinagkaiba ng tatlo. Kapag sinabi natin conceptual skills, enable managers to think of possible solutions to complex problems. Halimbawa, nalulugi na ang kumpanya. It is or through these skills that a manager had para masolusyonan ang pagkalugi ng kumpanyang yon. Ito ang plan A, ito ang plan B. Alin ang mas effective sa dalawa? Alin ang mas applicable? So, conceptual. Human skills. Enable managers in all levels to relate well with people. So, dapat may kakayahan ka makimingle, hindi lamang sa mga trabahador mo, kundi maging sa mga customers nyo. From the managers down to the pinakamababang trabahador na meron ka. So, for example, kung sa restaurant, ikaw ang owner, may assistant manager ka. So, from the assistant manager, down to the chef, down to the janitor, kailangan mo silang pakisamahan or alam mo kung paano mo sila i-deal or pakikisamahan. Then, of course, the technical skills. These are important for managers for them to perform their tasks with proficiency with the use of their expertise. So, yun. Those are the 3 skills that a manager had. For your learning task number 2, it can be found on page 10 of your module. Give at least 3 companies that are popular nowadays. Name their CEOs or the owners or the presidents. Cite the different rules, function, and the skills that they perform in running their business. So, anong ibig sabihin? Maghahanap kayo ng 3 sikat na kumpanya sa ngayon sa atin. So, I won't give names. Bahala na kayo. Basta sikat. 3 lamang. Ano ang gagawin? Aalamin ninyo kung sino ang may-ari, ang CEO, o yung presidents, at ano ang rules na ginamit ng CEO na yon, no? Para magampanan nila ang posisyon nila sa business na yon. So, that's all for our week 1. I just want to remind ABM class na ang pagpasa po ng output ay sa GC. Wala pong mag-PPM sa akin kasi mahihirapan akong hanapin kayo kung saan kayo included. Then, ipasa ng isahan lamang, ipasa ng malinaw, ipasa ng may week. Huwag niyo po akong gawing manghuhula. No? So, sa GC, isahang pasa, may week, for our organization and management. So, I hope that you learned from our week 1. Bago ko makalimutan, nakafocus ako ngayon sa tagubilin and reflection. You will notice na for video number 1 for our week 1, 2 lamang ang inyong learning task. Bakit? Kasi po, sa tagubilin ako nakafocus na kung saan meron na pong grade iyon kapag nasagot ninyo ng tama, malinaw, at maayos. So, good luck for your week 1 activities. So, as with the tagubilin and reflections, congratulations everyone!